And here we are live for those watching later.
Here it is.
Showing up.
Mm-hmm. Got Marion, got Laura. Laura.
Oh, we've got Marion, Laura, Pamela, John Edwards, Tammy. Hey, everybody, Janet. We've got Marion, Laura, Pamela. Ooh, sorry, echo. I had YouTube on. There is a delay on YouTube. Wow, I'm not seeing anybody in StreamYard yet.
It's a delay from over. The comments go faster on YouTube, but the video goes faster over here. And I just got your notification probably that you're live. Jim and Taro is live. Yeah, I understand.
And we have
Anna Rose posted a video.
We have Lucy with us tonight. I'm just waiting on for it to show up in StreamYard before we start. Sorry for the delay, guys. We're using StreamYard to stream together into YouTube, so there's a little delay. The tree is up over here. Lucy's behind me.
It still says 2 people.
Yeah, I have nobody showing up in StreamYard.
StreamYard is a mess.
I had to mute my sound on YouTube so I didn't have an echo.
Yeah, they're all in YouTube though.
Yeah.
It's going up there.
So just pardon us, guys. We're stalling for a minute till we start seeing it.
Over here is 320 in YouTube right now.
Wow. Wow. I think we might have just broke a record for my live stream audience.
But the video is delayed.
Yeah.
Like you'll see me hold the phone up in just a minute. Yeah, see how much delay it is?
Yeah.
Oh well. I'll leave that on for the comments.
That's funny. You know, when I visit live streams on my phone, I don't see the comments. I'm like, what's going on? So just pardon us, guys. Fast forward 5 minutes if you want to, if you watch this later. We're stalling.
They're just flying by all the comments.
Well, I did a little video earlier announcing we were doing it. So tonight is on my channel. Next Sunday night, same time, same place, will be on Johnny's channel, Taro's Apprentice.
I see that in the comments a lot too. Who is Johnny?
Who's Johnny? Johnny is Taro's Apprentice, okay? And it's spelled Johnie. Everybody always says I misspell your name in the comments when I reply to them. I'm like,
you misspell it. That's
yeah, I misspell it. I talk to him all the time. I have his email address. It's Johnie. So Lucy is here. She did her close-up announcement earlier with the tree. For those that were asking, yes, I've had some professional training on how to decorate Christmas trees years ago when I worked in retail. I worked with some professional decorators, so I have enough ornaments in my basement to do 4 or 5 trees. So I pick a theme every year and kind of do it that way.
Hi, everybody coming in over on YouTube.
We still don't see you yet on StreamYard. I'm like,
there's nothing over here. I think it's broken over here.
Yeah, I'm going to click on comments. Maybe that's the problem. I don't even have the option for private chat versus public chat this time on StreamYard.
Mine's over there. It says private chat, but there's nothing in there. Live comments, there's 2 in there.
I have nothing in comments.
466 people in here, though.
Wow, you guys are really supporting us tonight.
The comments are flying up.
So it's the you doing. Just bear with us. I know sometimes you like the tomfoolery. Sometimes it's like, get your act together. Well, you'll have to help keep up with the comments then, because I'm seeing nothing.
They're all in here.
And if I switch back over to YouTube, the delay will drive me nuts as I'm holding up cards.
Yeah, I can't look at the video part. I'm looking at the comment. Because it's a huge delay. You'll see me hold the phone up in just a minute. Yeah, I can't with that delay.
Ooh, the spy card just flipped out. And the anxiety card. And the moneyed news. Okay, so first up, Anonymous. For anybody that watched Rachel Maddow Friday night, she was reading some excerpts from the book, and Johnny and I talked about this earlier. The Anonymous book talked about that they are being the adults in the room and that they're trying to keep things under control and everything with Trump. I want to know why none of the adults in the room with the toddler in chief are not stopping him by doing 25th Amendment that he's unsuitable for office. Why are they not pushing for that if they know he's that unsuitable and people have quit over him?
I'm like, the adults in the room also need adults in the room because apparently they don't know how to be adults in the room.
Yeah, I was telling Dottie earlier, if you had a teacher that acted like that, and you were a parent, you would like get that teacher kicked out of that school fast. You wouldn't want them teaching your child. And they do have the 25th Amendment to fall back on. Why are the adults in the room not being adults and declaring he's unsuitable?
I say he got in the liquor cabinet and they're all asleep.
You've got the justice card on the bottom. The law. Use the law to get him out.
Power on the bottom.
Oh, it's going to be one of those nights, guys. Well, they're moving forward. They're the people in his administration. They're trying to move forward. The challenge is the money, the money. That's the challenge. Can't stop the money. At the root of this, they know it's his end. And over here in the past, Nancy Pelosi investigating in the impeachment, they know it's the end. They're shut out in the cold, but why? Why are you not doing? They're waiting on everything that he's done to come back to him, is what I'm getting. Because Nancy's investigating and justice on the bottom. They're waiting on everything to come back to him. They have hope. They have hope. The star card. They have hope. They are talking. They are leaking. And that's, bringing the judgment down on him. But they're doing this little jig, dancing this line. They don't want to. Yeah, there's somebody else in charge that they're working with. That's keeping them from, and I just heard Mitch McConnell, it's keeping them from declaring a 25th Amendment unsuitable for office. It's a hidden agenda, and it has to do with money. So probably the donors and everything. They don't want to force them out.
Oh.
What have you got?
Well, I got the beginning with the Empress. So there's something new, something planted. So these people, what I get the impression of when you were showing your cards is the people that are in the room that are supposed to be the adults What they have done is said that, oh, well, there's no way to change him, so I'm going to go and do my own thing, and then good luck everybody else. Because I get confusion, I get the fool right after that, and then right after that, I also get the emperor, and then I get all them walking away. So it's like they figure since they can't change him, so they don't need to be there. But they have someone in authority who I guess they're leaving him to. And maybe that's the Mitch McConnell, but they're not going to act. The King of Cups, there's some support here in the government. So whoever the support is, that's where he's from. And it's for the childish one, the kids in the room. And it is the Republicans. So whoever they're leaving him to, there's the chariot. And then there's his best friend. So they know he's not suited. They know he's not suitable. They know all this. But they don't want to be the ones to have their president impeached. They don't want to be the losing party. But I think they did that when he got hired. So, because now they're spending the next 4 years trying to distance himself from him. But they can't be adults because they all gave up.
Okay, so you know how the Republicans, their talking points are always what they're doing themselves. So talking about shadow government, deep state, all the propaganda crap. Partisan actors, if they've got people in the DOJ and the FBI and the CIA, everybody burying everything. Who's in control? Who's in control of the whole sham over the last 3 years? Is it all rigged?
House of Lenormand's here. I enjoyed your live stream yesterday.
Hey, House. Oh, I have a new one for people to check out. Ona's Tarot. ONA' Tarot. ONA.
I her name in here earlier.
Yeah.
Is she in here?
She's a new one to YouTube. Check her out. She has 2 dogs. Giblet, and I forget the other one's name.
Yeah, Ona's here.
Hey, Ona.
There it is. Yeah, Ona's here. I'm still watching House of Lenormand's live stream, but after you clicked off, I guess, like signed off, only half of it was up there, so I still have to wait for it to render the other half because it was like 4 hours long.
Oh wow!
It's like I'm watching it. It started like in the middle of it or something.
What was the live stream you did one time where you read for like 7 hours?
Yeah.
Have to admit, I did not make it all the way through that one, but I did check out quite a bit of it.
Shouldn't you take a break? I'm like, I'm fine. What you mean?
Yeah. Onet's Tarot has a great reading on Don Jr. From his visit on The View, where she talks about his body language. So y'all check that out. It's interesting. So, who's in charge?
Oh. Well, I get 7 of Swords is my first card. It's like the raccoon, the thief of the animal kingdom. He's the one in charge. There is, and then they have the 5 of Cups. There's some regret there, but there's some like left out. Is what I heard. And then 6 of Cups. These are the memories. These are the past opportunities. It just feels like fraternity. That's the word that I keep getting. So they and this is probably why I got the word left out. There are people who they let in, but I can't pinpoint a person. This is like a organization of some sort, because the Five of Pentacles always shows like, oh, there the comments are coming in. Like,
Oh yeah, there they go.
And the stained glass window represents like some organization pushing those people out in the cold. So there's a group of them, it seems like.
I've got on the bottom the victor, the one that's victorious is in charge. I've got Trump at the root of this and Putin over here in the past, puppet master. I've got the Ace of Cups. It's someone who's highly emotional about all this. It's somebody who wanted a new beginning, but the challenge is, they don't like what they got offered. They don't like Trump. It's like that was their only choice kind of thing. But I do have Russia up here crowning the reading too, or an abundance of people, an abundance, they're doing all this swift action now. I feel like they've retreated from Trump because, they think he's crazy, he's delusional, but they are moving forward with their agenda. It is a hidden agenda. But they're stuck now with Trump. They're stuck with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say it's somebody who works with Putin and the oligarchs.
Fraternity.
Yeah. Okay. So Barr wouldn't do a press conference until say that Trump didn't quid pro quo with Ukraine. Why not? Why is he suddenly turning against him? I'm not sure. We might have looked at this last week.
No, we looked at what's his agenda.
Oh yeah. Okay. So why wouldn't he do the press conference? Why suddenly now? Why is this something you're not going to defend the president on?
Because it can't, because it's against the law.
Yeah, but he's done it over and over. The Mueller report and everything. Why now?
Hi, Tallulah's Tarot. Why now?
Oh, I'm so glad I can see the comments now. Jinlin, Johnny, and Lucy.
There's 749 people.
Wow. That might be the biggest turnout I've had on a live stream. Usually people come and go because we have a tendency to go longer on the live streams.
Party indeed.
I've got on the bottom here, he didn't want to be impulsive. So.
Oh, he needs to plan it out. Well, I got the Magician on the bottom, so I guess so.
Yeah. God, I love the sense of humor of the cards.
His best friend came up.
He started babysitting baby Trump. He started being the one in charge of cleaning up his messes. His challenge was to do a press conference. And he put an end to that cycle. So he's showing strength over Trump. He's showing strength over him. We're gonna hear more about this, why he didn't do it though. I got the messenger there. This is going to come up, I think, in the impeachment hearings. Justice card has to do with money, gifts of money also, and the investigators here. So I'm getting, he started babysitting a little spy Trump.
Immature.
Yeah, immature one.
Now I get there is a change with the death card, and it has something to do with money. Now, it's very hard to take up for a person when you constantly have to cover their trail. It's like, so he's kind of tired of that two-handed job he has to do, because there's the dishonor. with the Five of Swords, and then there's his best friend. So this is what he has to keep covering up for. And it weighs him down. There's the third.
That dishonor card with the shark, I just thought of Baby Shark. Baby Shark, he's dishonorable Baby Shark.
Do. And there's his, and this is Barr. That's him. He is walking through the desert with everybody's crap on his back because he didn't recuse himself. The Justice Department is supposed to be independent of the White House, but he is the mercenary. So it's kind of his lot in life, but he is tired of it. And he don't look for him to be an honorable person. This is a one-off type of thing. He is still this guy. So right now, he's not on his side with this in particular thing, but that's it. Don't look for that going forward.
Okay, so sticking to Barr. He's got this investigate the investigators of 2016. What's he going to do about declassifying a report? What's he going to do about declassifying materials? Is he going to show us the truth, or is he going to have all this fabricated crap?
Ask me no questions, I tell you no lies. It'll stay that way. First card, Queen of Pentacles. There is something tangible. With the Queen, queens are supportive. There's something tangible there. Ten of Cups. So there is something not only tangible, but it's not widespread information, but it's not esoteric either. But it's the people who need to know it. So it's it's confidential, but only because it's not public. Just those who are within the house know what it is. King of Swords. It involves him heavily, and so it probably won't. Two of Pentacles. There is a lack of balance, struggle to juggle type of thing. And then there's the Queen of Cups. So this is the supportive one. That's the supportive nurturing. All this is crossed with the Ace of Swords. That should be truth. That should be truth coming out. We got Four of Swords. Looks like it might be on the back burner. That's what I get.
Yeah, I've got he's kind of dancing on both sides of the truth right now. And again, with those pentacles, it's something tangible. He's dancing on both sides because he has a hidden agenda. So he's got a different perspective on this because of his hidden agenda, and he is in bed with some people. So he is trying to get information that may or may not be true. But I've got Sword of Truth crowning the reading. So the truth is going to out whether he does it or it comes out later. The truth is going to come out about what happened. I've got that Four of Swords too, kind of stepping back. But what I get is the Sword of Truth will come out basically after he bars out in the cold. Because he's working with people together, and this is that dark money card. He's working with people on this, and there is some gaslighting in it. So I'm going to say it's going to be full of some false stuff, but the truth will come out eventually. And way at the bottom, I've got my jail card, so Barr may end up in jail. So
Epstein sale. Now I did get also sharing of information and judgment, and then his best friend came out again with the devil. The Tower came with it, and then the Page of Swords came with it. So these are not three cards you ever want to see together. If you can. So I don't think he can necessarily stop this forever. So give it up now while you can.
Okay, Bloomberg running for president. I know you've read on him. How's it going to affect Biden, who's ranking the top in the polls right now? How's Bloomberg running? Because they're both in their 70s. along with Bernie Sanders. How's this going to affect Biden?
The millionaires and billionaires love Bloomberg. They definitely love the idea of Bloomberg. Jeff Bezos apparently floated the idea of Bloomberg running for president, is what it said. So it's like a thing he wants. Judge Judy, the highest paid person in all of television, she likes Bloomberg. She wants him to run for president. So, I think he's wasting his time, but let's see. How's it going to affect Biden?
He's going to steal votes from him. He's going to steal support for Biden. Yep. And I got a big furry cat laying on my table now, so this will be interesting.
Not Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah, no, what's her name? Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard made the debate, so she'll be on the stage again.
Yeah, Bloomberg doesn't have the best appeal to women. He hasn't always done things, to help women. So I think it'll be interesting. But I'm getting right now, like, he's trying to put his best foot forward, bonding with people. His challenge is for it to not come to an end and to not backstab, trying not to backstab. But there's a little confusion about why he's running. And again, I think those women here in the past, like he hasn't been that great towards women in the past. That nostalgia feeling, old money, rich old men, that whole nostalgia thing. I think he won't make it. But what does it mean for Biden? I think, the devil and manipulating some of the votes for Biden, taking them away from Biden.
Oh.
Watering it down.
I get Bloomberg here in the middle, and then I get the magician after that, and then above that is the Four of Pentacles. I think this is a different kind of agenda than running for president. Queen of Cups is my supportive one, and then the Seven of Wands is trying to move to a higher ground to defend yourself. I think this is more about him than it is about anything else. This is sort of rush recklessly. So this is not necessarily the cautious king who thinks about everything first. This is the impulsive one. So this is not necessary, and not to say that he's impulsively running for president. What it's saying is he is not running for president for a legitimate reason.
Yeah, he thinks he can do it better. He thinks he's got more power, more control, being the magician, and
he was very calm.
He thinks he can do it better.
They got all the tools. Yeah, he's this inside card here, and then I get the Empress, which he thinks this is a good idea, and then I get the supportive thoughts. So he feels he can. He's very big in himself. I mean, I guess you should be at some point in your life, but at some point you have to turn your arrogance back into humility.
Little Michael, as Trump calls him, he's very short in stature, is big in character. Like a little Caesar. Okay, so Catherine Herridge, reporter for Fox News, resigned, left. She's going to CBS. And in the release from Fox News, as well as the release from CBS, she talked about facts matter. Facts matter. Well, okay, that could be read both ways when she's saying it on both channels. So is she one of those that her fake facts matter and she wants to push that agenda? Or does she disagree with the lies that Fox is telling and she wants to push for true facts, true reporting now? Facts matter. What does that mean for Catherine? Is she going to keep pushing the Trump agenda or the Fox agenda, or is she going to stand on her own 2 feet and really go after truth now?
No. Once a fox, always a fox. Megyn Kelly, she's got a new job.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, she just interviewed the girl who got fired from CBS for saying she wasn't the leaker. Well, I got Nine of Swords here. So it's a lot on her mind. It's a whole lot because she's in the public eye. The public eye is a whole different thing when you're especially on television and something big happens and then you're in the news and you're a headline. So I think right now this is not necessarily what she did and what she's thinking about. This is she sees herself on television and it's not necessarily, it's unsettling. That's crossed by being stuck. So this is something she put her own self in. There's the Chariot. So she will be moving on, but it's going to take a whole lot of effort in order to do so. She has some very deep feelings about this, but it's self-pity. Well, self-pity is probably the wrong word. She's reaching for sympathy from somebody, from us probably, from the public, because her life is not over. There's cups behind her, but these cups here is the one she's trying to focus on. Like I said, she did trap herself. There is some illumination here and has something to do with her future. So her security, her nest that she's trying to build. So she is trying to elevate her station at the same time, which is, yeah, if they're going to point the camera at you, you better make it worthwhile, I guess. So, but she does have a lot of anxiety about this. I don't think she's going to necessarily be the truth teller. I don't see that she's going to go be a fox liar, but she trapped herself in this. So she's going to make the best of it.
I've got heartbreak on the bottom. She's like heartbroken. So I get that she didn't really want to leave Fox. I think she was pushed out. She's running on emotions. Her news reporting's running on emotions, and her challenge is to lay low right now. But she's on TV. How do you lay low when you're on TV? Mm-hmm. She had hopes at Fox, but I think it came down to this whole story on quid pro quo is what I'm getting, and crowning the Republicans. So that's my Republican card. So I think it came down to how the Republicans are standing behind Trump on the quid pro quo, and that was bothering her. So she sowed some seeds that are coming back to bite her in the butt here. And I feel like there's a man that forced her out, put an end to her at Fox. Where she's going, I think she'll be telling lies. This is about subterfuge and lies. The Moon card. I don't think she's completely out of that agenda. My intuitive interpretation for entertainment purposes only. She's gonna lie. She's gonna lie like a dog. Okay, Jim Jordan, get your sage out. Let's look at him.
GYM Jordan.
GYM. His sex scandal at what is it? Ohio University. His sex scandal. How's that going to work out for him?
Jim Shorts Jordan. What a nasty person.
Oh man, he is just the nastiest.
He's got a very ugly soul too.
Yeah.
You just look at him and just no.
Can you imagine being one of his kids and having to look at that every night and listen to that every night? I'd be like,
think of the person who had his kids. It looks like a goblin, some sort of, because he has like no blood in his face.
Little vampire. He only comes out at night.
It just looks dead already.
When I look at him, I want to wear garlic around my neck.
It's like his hair is a weird color. He's just he's dead.
Yeah, the only person that looks more dead is Trey Gowdy. That is the most pasty, dead-looking man I have ever seen in my life. He is beyond white. He looks like he's bleached his skin white. He's
not even white. He's infrared.
Jim Jordan and his sex scandal. What's up? This went on a long time. That just fell out.
First card is communications, 8 of Wands. It's also quick. Something quickly is happening. There is a bit of rejoicing crossing the quickness. So I think maybe there was a stalling of the case or something like that, or stalling of the investigation. There's the new interest in it with the Ace of Cups. There is a person who is very skilled at making things happen or making things go away. I clarified it with the Ten of Swords. They're going to plant some confusion. So I think he has somebody saving his neck, basically. Planting some confusion there. They are a supportive one for him with the Queen of Cups. He may have character witnesses or alibis or something like that, because he was apparently just the person looking the other way. He wasn't the one doing the actions. But there is trying to move to a higher ground in his fear, so he knows he's done something. He's just needed this person here to try to cover his track. In his environments is the Nine of Cups. So there's that wishful thinking, something in his head. The moon is in his hopes, so trying to cover his tracks again. But again, with the quickness, I began with that and I end with that. Something, it might be over before it starts type of thing. But look for him to lie. Look for somebody to lie for him. Not to say he's getting off, because I didn't see that in here. It's just the lies are coming. That's what he needs somebody to do.
He's making a strategy, making his plans. His challenge is to separate himself from this situation. He's, in the past, he tried to put an end to this cycle with the guy who actually did the things, but people have been asking him questions. Mm-hmm. He is celebrating, crowning this though. So I feel like there's, I've got that quick action too, and payoffs, big payoffs, payoffs to whether it's the women or whatever. Jim Jordan, I feel like, he's going to be out in the cold on this. But it is coming to an end. So somebody's paid somebody off. Yeah. So part 2 of Jim Jordan. He's going to be an asshole in the impeachment hearings. He stormed and tried to make everything public a couple of weeks ago. Now he doesn't want things public. Is he going to be an ass in the hearings? What's his tactics going to be in the impeachment hearings?
He'll be the ass, and then Lindsay will be the hole. Take that any way you want to.
Well, I got my Adam Schiff card right on the bottom, so somebody's going to reel him in a little.
Yeah, I got the Hangman, so he may have a leash.
You first or me?
I got the Hermit. So he seems as though his agenda might not necessarily make it all the way, because there is a turning of the fate. It turns to possibilities. So he has an agenda. They all have one to go out and, try to bully whoever's sitting there, unless it's somebody from their side, and then they ask them what they ate this morning, and that's their line of questioning. But there is an ending being put to whatever his possibility is, and it ends with him sort of sulking in the corner. Now, how all that happens, I don't know, but he has an agenda, but it doesn't quite come to fruition.
Yeah, I've got he's going to go in like the emperor in charge, chief in charge. But his challenge is the fool Trump.
Yeah.
That's his challenge. It's like, he's planted his seeds that this is coming back on him. He's planted his seeds. It's all going to come back on Jim Jordan. At the root of this, something's going to be surprising that comes up. With the government process, something surprising is going to come up. It's going to make him very emotional. He's going to have to take a back seat. He's going to have to take a chill pill. He's going to be blocked from being an ass. He's going to talk a lot. He's going to try and get away with things, but he's going to get shot down. All right, Rand Paul wants to release the whistleblower's name. Now, Rand Paul's one of the guys that did the whistleblower laws.
Yeah.
And now he wants to not protect the whistleblower. He's the one that helped create the whistleblower laws.
There's 940 in the chat.
Wow. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. See if we get this many every week, right? Doing this every Sunday. Rand Paul. What's gonna happen to you? Because we know your agenda changes depending on what serves the Republicans. But what's gonna happen to you? Are you gonna release the whistleblower? Gonna release the name?
Now, some Republicans were saying don't do that, and I found that interesting. Maybe it was the ones who were sort of deflecting from the Trump base. They were trying to tell him, that's a bad thing to do.
Well, I got he was paid money to do that, to say release the name.
Yeah.
Release the name. He was paid to do it.
Does he even know? That's interesting too. I mean, he could think it's Bird Ernie for God's sakes, but who knows?
He's trying to create a strategy. His challenge is to create confusion around the whistleblower whole thing. He's trying to be strong, but he wants to stab the whistleblower in the back. And he is working with people on this, so it was an agenda. But guess who's showing up for him? Rand Paul. You release that whistleblower name, you're going to have some lawsuits, big time. He's going to be put in defense mode. People are going to be asking him questions, and there's going to be some celebrations around him because, that's releasing the whistleblowers. Like, he's going to have a big loss. He's going to have a big loss. It's like our people that were in Russia that Trump wanted to tell Putin their names of people that were, our spies over there. It's kind of like that.
I'll get supportive action with the Queen of Wands. So this is all an agenda for somebody else. It's just to create mess. That's all this is for. Because there is this abandonment. This is also leaving one thing. This is his previous stance on whistleblowing, leaving one thing for another. 9 of Cups, this is that wishful thinking. This is that clouds in the head type of thing. Secrets with the High Priestess. So this is all the hidden agenda. And then the 7 of Cups, which is confusion, planting. This is what it was for. It was nothing, anything else. But the uphill battle, I also get the Queen of Swords, and then I also get the 8 of Coins. So his day-to-day would be filled with something legal if this were to happen. So slow your roll, Rand Paul.
Okay, Bevin, governor of Kentucky. He hasn't done his concession speech yet for Bashir, who won.
This is why people were always fearing that if Donald lost, he wouldn't leave.
Yeah. Well, I can understand it sometimes. Like Stacey Abrams, she never conceded either, but she knew that there was wrongdoing in the election in Georgia. So if you have a ground to stand on like that, where there's voter suppression and funny games going on, and I get it. Bevan, what's going to happen with him? Is he going to concede? Is he going to get in any trouble here? Or is he just stirring up crap like Trump likes to do? He's a nasty guy. They all are just nasty.
Well, just fly out of here. We got death and judgment, so I don't know what that means.
Bevan. He's playing king for a day.
Oh. Burger King.
He's defending himself. He's defending himself. I pulled 2 cards for the first. He's trying to cling and hang on as the liar, trying to cling and hang on. His challenge is he didn't win the race. The challenge is the celebrations around the sheer winning. He's just trying to cloud the issues. He knows he has to go in the past. He knows he's got to go. He's moving forward with this. He's going to force a hand with the government there in Kentucky. I feel like it's about money. Again, about money, working with others. He's trying to get away with it, and he's being strong about it too. So it's going to change eventually, but he's going to take every avenue in the government for recounts or whatever, anxiety, loss, and his fortune's changing. He will eventually have to concede, but I'm getting he's going to try every little thing, every trick he can.
Mm-hmm. I got his clinging for coins or for pentacles. He's holding on for dear life. There is some support for him, but this is not unusual. And then there is the bickering and the quarreling and the fighting with the 5 of Wands. So he's trying to make a stink. Now there's their best friend, naturally, and it accompanies the Justice card. So you lost.
Y'all, new drinking game. Every time the devil shows up, y'all have to take a shot. Or the Queen of Swords. Every time the Queen of Swords or the devil shows up, you have to do a shot.
I'll be plastered on YouTube Live. There's his empty on the inside. So the Wheel of Fortune, it turns, you trap yourself. This actually makes things worse for him. Mm. And so I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, I have to go back to Barr. I talked to my friend Roberta, who's probably in here. I haven't seen your name yet, Roberta, but I know she's in here. She helped me with the questions today. Was Barr involved? Was he aware? Was he involved with Ukraine? Was he aware of Ukraine going on during his confirmation hearings? Prior to his confirmation hearings, was he aware of what was going on? Because that would help understand some of his things, how he handled the Mueller report.
Because mind you, he is not Jeff Sessions. Jeff Sessions recused himself. Donald Trump hit the roof. So William Barr needs to be in all of Donald Trump's business. That way, Donald Trump's ass gets saved over and over again. So he probably did.
It goes back to 2016 Ukraine things, conversations with Manafort. So Barr, were you aware of Ukraine and how they were setting them up to be the fall guy over Russia? And I got the White House on the bottom here, but that's also about it's in the foundation. It's in the foundation of things.
GM Dave says he'd be willing to take a bong hit, but not drink.
Go right ahead. In January of 2020, where I live in Illinois, pot will be legal. I find it kind of ironic that pot will be legal now here, and they just opened a Taco Bell a half a mile away.
That stays open till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Get that business. So there is 6 of Wands. There is some victory. There is also that person who is at the center of it all. King of Wands. This is taking control of the action. So I think this is why he is here in the first place, taking control of something tangible with the King of Pentacles. There is that dirty money, and then there is also an abandonment of a former post. And he has also the child with the Page of Swords, and then he has the anxiety with the Nine of Swords, and then he has the support with the Queen of Cups. I think yes, and that's why he's here.
I think yes too, because I've got he's clinging to everything, all the tangible things, and his challenges. The seeds were sown a long time ago. Mm-hmm. In the past, he didn't want to accept the position is what I'm getting, but they needed him to gaslight over it, and here's Trump crowning the reading, and then here's Mueller, so yeah, it tainted how the Mueller how he handled the Mueller report, the release of it. He's embattled over this. He took money over this, and he's got support on this. So yeah, I would say he knew about it prior to his confirmation hearings, and involved in it. Okay, so what's his name? Erdogan. I can never say his name. The Turkish president. He's coming into the
Erdogan.
Erdogan. Thank you. I got it stuck in my head wrong. He's coming to the White House this week. The Daily Beast and some newspapers, which aren't as credible, have been reporting that they have tapes of Kushner okaying for the Saudis to go after Khashoggi. So, I want to know, do they have tapes? Are they blackmailing Trump? And is that why Trump pulled out of Syria? So, two-parter. Do they have tapes? Maybe just 3 or 4 cards on that. Ooh, got the White House right on the bottom.
I know House of Lenormand, they did this yesterday, too. Yeah. I see it here. 7 of Swords on the bottom. Judgment, Strength, and the Hierophant.
I've got Kushner supporting what happened with Khashoggi, giving him the go-ahead to move forward, being all smug about it. So yeah, I would say they knew Kushner. They got a tape.
This is the government, but it feels very not conspiracy, but it's like a bigger thing. Like it was like the Illuminati come to get you type of thing. It's like an organization of some sort. There's proof.
Okay, so say his name again. I can't pronounce it.
Erdogan.
What's he talking to Trump about this week? Is he going to come up again, or are they going to talk about Syria or Russia or Ukraine? What's his agenda with Trump this week? Is he blackmailing him, or is he just trying to move forward and make plans for the next steps? Ooh, he's gonna stab him in the heart.
Oh, I get the Ten of Swords first card.
Stab him in the back, stab him in the heart. Sounds to me kind of like he is going to talk about Khashoggi. Ooh, anxiety with that. Wow. His challenge is the death of Khashoggi.
Oh.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wheel of Fortune on the bottom.
Here's Jared at the bottom, putting him in defense mode. You know, and Trump's kids, you know, Ivanka married to Khashoggi, so he's fighting. He's like bringing a tower moment to Trump. He's strong arming him. He's got a message he's bringing where he's strong arming him.
I got Ten of Swords. So there is some laws. Interesting. It's a rat. Somebody with, I guess, in pop culture that tells things. There is something tangible with the Ace of Pentacles. So something someone could say, something someone could use. There again is the government. This is also that organization. This is Heart of Wands, but this is like the Queen of Wands in this deck. So supportive action. There is the Ace of Cups. So here is that new investment. But the Star is very interesting because it's like there's an attention being put on it. It will look like one thing when it's actually another. So that to me is a public spectacle. So I think yes, because I got the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom. This is going to bode very poorly for somebody.
Okay, on to your favorite person to read on.
Oh, mercy.
Stephen Miller got engaged to Katie Waldman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mike Pence's press secretary.
Hi, Sienna.
She also Sienna. Hey, Sienna. She had problems all the way back to her days at Florida University. She was a Florida Gator, like trying to fix elections. She's been very anti-migrants, just like Steve Miller. Are they really going to get married? Is that going to go through?
I did a reading on Patreon, and there's something weird about their relationship. I can't pinpoint it though, but there's something else there. Like there just is. I'll tell you what I'll do. Okay, House of Lenormand, if you're in here, turn your head. I'm going to use the Lenormand cards for this one. Okay. I don't use them as well as the House of Lenormand, so if y'all be patient.
And you're not laying out, what is it, 24 cards that she pulls?
No, see, I don't want to do all that. I'm going to do... Uh-oh. I'm going to try. I'll do my spread I made up. It's 7 cards. I'll try not to mess this up.
I'm laughing at my cards already.
First card is Stars. So this is hope and inspiration. This is also like a little bit of caution. Well, not so much caution, but it just tells you that you need to be realistic about your goals. So if you need to realign them, then see, we're already starting with there's something else going on here. You need to be a little more realistic about what you're doing. Okay, so the inside influence is Crossroads. Crossroads is something where this one decision could impact the rest of your life.
Well, yeah, it's Stephen Miller.
And then the outside influence is the stork. This is big life changes.
Like, you want to sleep in a coffin like a vampire the rest of your life.
And I get these two cards correspond to me. And so you have the be realistic and also look ahead, because there's something you need to look ahead. Okay, just watch, as they say. And then the stork is big life changes. That corresponds with this card. This is the book. This is knowledge. This is supposed to be good knowledge, but all books are closed, which means you have to seek this knowledge. So that means it could be secret. So if you need to Google Stephen Miller, I would do so now. So there is a big life change around something you may not know. What's going bad for it is wisdom and experience with the lilies. What's going good for it is manipulation and opportunism. So there is something else here.
Yeah.
The outcome is garden. This is public events, so they're going to get married.
You think so?
Google.
You think they're going to get married? Okay, so guys, here's a prime example where two readers don't get the same outcome. It's okay. We all pick up different energies. You know, it's okay. She's doing it for security reasons.
There's something else there.
For the lifestyle. But I do agree with you on part of it, though. You know, she's, believe it or not, looking at him as her beloved right now. The challenge is there's some communication or something, I don't know, maybe porn or something. Yeah, so that's the challenge at the root of this, because she is not seeing him clearly. There's something she's going to learn.
Google this man.
Google this man, because there's something she doesn't understand that he's blocking her from. He's blocking her from it right now. There's something that he collaborates with, that interacts with, that she is not aware of. And when she finds out, it's a big change. Now, they may get married. They're not going to stay married. I'll put it that way.
It's only saying it's a public event. It didn't say nothing about happiness.
Okay, so she's going to start asking him questions, because she's going to find out, and this stuff is going to change everything. She's going to start asking questions. Big tower. If they get married, it's going to be an end to the marriage and a big loss. So either they're not going to get married, or she's going to get married and find out afterwards and divorce him.
Because now I pulled some tarot, and their Four of Swords is the first card I get. That's they're at a resting point now. They're
in their coffins. They're laying on their coffins. That's what that card is. They're laying on their coffins.
Yes. And then I get the Justice and Plans. So there's their marriage there. So I get Three of Pentacles. It's for some other reason. And then I get Eight of Swords. So, and that's a very scary looking rose, especially when you get a card called Garden and it's all nice and pretty.
Yeah, there's a lot of thorns around that rose.
There's black thorns too, so it's very macabre. I don't know. Maybe they'll get married in a cemetery or something. He'll feel right at home.
All I say is prenup.
And birth control.
And birth control, please.
Yes. One person in the world that does not need testicles is him.
So, Wilbur Ross, we haven't read on him in a little bit. You know, he falls asleep in Trump's meeting. Trump lets him, you know, like anybody else, he'd be like firing their ass and kicking them out. But Trump lets him sleep through his meetings.
Oh, Lord.
What's Wilbur Ross up to? You know, used to work with the Bank of Cyprus, where Russia laundered a lot of money. He's another one. He all shriveled up. He looks like what's the guy on The Simpsons?
Mr. Burns.
Yeah, he looks like him.
Oh,
tiny little.
In a tapioca eating contest or something.
Because that's all he can eat. Oh my God. All I keep hearing is the shoes, the shoes. He wears these like expensive shoes that look like glorified house slippers that he shuffles around in.
Amy said Mr. Magoo.
Mr. Dithers. That's who I was trying to think of. Mr. Dithers in The Simpsons. Wilbur Ross, what are you up to? Oh, he's stuck. He's stuck.
What does he do? Like as a living? Does he some sort of financial something or one of those type of people?
Yeah, he had hedge funds. He ran the Bank of Cyprus for a while. He invested in pharmaceutical companies with insider trading info and got in trouble with that. He's living his luxurious lifestyle right now, shuffling around in his expensive house slippers all day. His challenge is what he's reaped is what he's sown is going to come back to him. So he's been victorious at the root, but in the recent past, I think courts are looking at him already. Recent past, so he's thinking about leaving right now. That's crowning the reading. He's thinking about reading. He just hasn't moved into action yet, but he is here in the near future. Judgment's going to be passed on him. He's going to be the center of attention in something. He's going to come up with the money laundering money, something involving Trump. He's going to be the center of attention on something. Yeah, he's going to end up heartbreak or heart attack, and the justice system coming down on him. He's in for it. Wow, he might actually have a heart attack and die. End of a cycle.
And I said that on Patreon. I can't say it on YouTube, but I think
for entertainment purposes only. Just
I think Donald Trump is somebody that might follow suit.
It doesn't have to be a literal death. It can be a figurative death. I'm trying to cover my ass on YouTube.
I get the clean sword, so there is something legal, but he has something he used to do. This is why I asked you what he does, something that he's worked at. He's still trying to do right now. And it's something from the past. So something he used to work at, he's doing over and over and over again. It does involve money right now. It's in beginning stages of money. So it's not a whole lot. I mean, whole lot relative to them, but there is new action around it. I pulled three other cards. It is sort of a backdoor type of thing. This is not something everybody is supposed to know, but it involves money and then messages of people and partnerships coming through, something that hits them emotionally, like, yay, this person is on board. So, and then I pull clarify for that, and I get the government. So somebody in the government he is working with to change the outlook of whatever it is he's doing, which involves Donald Trump. So he's stealing money from somebody else. That's what they seem to do.
Okay, Steve Mnuchin. So, will he turn over to the Finance Committee, to Maxine Walters' committee, tax stuff? It's getting ready. For those who haven't watched our live stream, we looked at I can't remember if you and I looked at it or if I did it my solo live stream, but I looked at RBG and what would happen, because she gets the say about whether.
Oh, that was in your live stream.
Okay, in the second district of New York, she gets the say about whether the Supreme Court will hear the case, and or if she'll put a stay on the appeal or not. She gets to have the verdict in that. We have Steve Mnuchin. He's supposed to be turning things over to the Finance Committee. Will he get forced to turn things over? Because if SDNY gets all of his tax stuff, then why not the House, right?
Mhm.
Steve Mnuchin with your jet black dyed hair. Hope you have dark colored pillowcases because that crap will rub off on them.
It's the blood of the devil. All of his hair.
The foreclosure king.
10 of Pentacles is what I start with. So we're talking money. We're talking records of money. This is legacy money. So records of money. 6 of Swords. You can't stop this in particular thing. I don't believe. Now you can try. You really can, but I don't think you're going to. He's going to try though. Because the 7 of Swords is that sneaking, trying to get away with something in the middle of the night. Just burn the records. You can't do that? No. There's the Lovers. This is not him and Trump. These are people working against him. It's because that's the crown. This is the base. So there's someone who is of like mind, who is trying to transition the records into the public eye, or at the very least into the eyes of those who need to see it. This sneaking is around the immature one. So this is Trump's records we're talking about. You are commended for your chivalry. Like Donald Trump likes you because you're loyal to him. But the balance will become too heavy even for you, and the Democrats will get it eventually. So this is not something you can stop. You can try, but you're not.
I got the White House on the bottom here, and his partnership with them. He's been friends with them for a long time, and immature Trump. But judgment is coming down. There's an action plan that's getting pushed. He's going to try to fight it. But, here she is, Queen of Swords. The tax info is going to come out. And Mnuchin's going away. Maybe a perp walk.
Who is Alexander Vindman?
Oh, that's the guy that's testifying this week, isn't it? But I forgot who he is and all these players.
Joanne said he got fired.
Isn't he the guy in military uniform that was testifying that Trump then tried to say, oh, but he's from the Ukraine, and even though he had served our country for years.
Sienna read on him. Did you read on him today, Sienna? So she read on him.
Hey, Lynn Stero. Lynn.
Last week. But where the hell was I at then?
Yeah, Purple Heart. He listened in on a call and alerted his supervisors. He also tried to get the transcript altered because it wasn't correct. And he's military. He's a Purple Heart veteran. Served our country for years, and Trump's trying to diss him like he's a piece of crap immigrant. Trump, who never served in our military.
Bone spurs do that to you.
Yeah. Yeah, their challenge is to block him. They want to block him. Yeah, this is going to be a big tower moment for Trump because if he does the live testifying on TV, his testimony is strong, and he's strong. So they're big tower moment. They're trying to block him from testifying. Wow, America's going to pass judgment.
Yeah, I got the judgment card, my first one. This one is a little interesting, though.
Yeah, because he's trying to protect the work. Sword of truth.
This deck is special right now.
Okay, what deck is that?
It's called the and Lynn Tarot, you have this one. I seen your video about going out of town. You wanted to do a reading and you left all your cards at home. So she got the Everyday Witch Tarot. In the judgment card, the first thing I looked at was this like his testimony singing. Is going to bode very badly for Trump, like very badly. Like this, the trumpet is for resurrection, to bring back the old thing. And this is basically going to seal his fate, because I get the Queen of Swords right below that. So there's the law, and then the Three of Pentacles about the quid pro quo and the money laundering and whatever, the Ukraine call, basically.
That card also looked a little bit like Pied Piperish, with the kitten playing along, yes, following. So people are going to follow what Vindman says.
Mm-hmm. He has the power. King of Swords crossed with the plans, crossed with the overseas plans. On top of that, he also, in this, because this is the Everyday Witch, he has a wand. Therefore, he wields some sort of power over the overseas thing. This is what made me laugh. This is the Justice card, but she has one eye open. Justice is supposed to be blind, but she has her eye on something. The law book is open, and it kind of reminds me of like the person in the seat is supposed to be impartial, and so they're sitting there and they're impartial. Their eyes are closed, and that person says something, and they kind of like, "What'd you just say?"
I'm awake now. Maybe that's Wilbur Ross opening his eye finally.
Because you have the opposing sides here, but they're both even. But the judge here is paying attention now. There is a surprise coming with the Page of Cups. So something here that is not known to us is going to get worse. And again, it has something to do with overseas, with the Six of Swords. So that's going to be special in the public on top of that.
Okay. Maybe just a 3-card pull or 4-card pull. Sean Hannity thinks the Fox News polls are wrong. Are they? Are they? Are they fake? Are they lies? Are they real? Are they wrong?
Oh, Lord. He must have seen one he didn't like.
He thinks that Trump just polls poorly, but he's challenged Fox to redo the polls. Are they wrong? Does he know something about them? Are they fixed? Basically, the Fox News polls are lining up with everybody else's and showing that Trump can't beat Biden or Warren or any Democrat.
Very interesting. I get Biden in the middle. There is a man here, but this is somebody who controls the narrative or controls the emotion. So this is basically a system that controls it. It's not something. The Five of Swords sometimes gets the bad reputation. It's sort of a dishonor and win at all costs. Sometimes winning at all costs is what you want to do because your back is against the wall. So there is some polling data that is unfavorable to Donald Trump, but they have to show it anyway because their back is against the wall. This is, they have to distance themselves at some point. And so, yeah, it's real. So
my guys have a real sense of humor tonight on Sean Hannity. He's not accepting the polls. He's satisfied. And it's like, they're right is good news. Get over it. Move on. Sean Hannity, you just need to move on because they're right.
Lord have mercy.
All right. Trump, this year alone, has sold over $300 million worth of properties. And there's a great article, I think it was on Bloomberg, about it, like all the different properties, how much each one was worth. Some condos, some just real estate or land, some actual buildings and things. 300 million. Is he selling it because when he gets indicted, he knows the federal government will take it away, just like they took out Manafort's? Or is he selling it because he knows it won't be worth anything when he gets out?
Because if he sells it now, he can hide the money in the Caymans or something. But if he waits until he's possibly convicted of something,
they'll take his money or his properties, just like they took Manafort's.
Tax fraud.
Oh, there she is. Time to do a shot, guys. Or who was it that was taking tokes? Time for another one.
Oh Lord, yeah. Somebody take a shot somewhere. There he is again.
That's a double whammy, the queen and the double.
Oh Lord. So the Queen of Pentacles oftentimes for me represents property in my reading. So here is the property right
all
there.
The tangible things, yeah.
And right at the base of it is the devil. So there is an alternative motive, ulterior motive. I always switch those words about his properties. And so, yes, he is trying to, this is overseas, and then this is reluctant. So he is reluctantly selling his properties because they'll come get it. Once they he has advisors. This is not his plan. I mean, he's not completely stupid when it comes to business. He's just not smart.
Yeah. Yeah, he got it with money laundered money. He's gotten it from illegal monies, and he knows his challenges. He knows the end is coming. So he's trying to shift his fortunes around. Trying to do something different, taking a different perspective on it. He thinks he's victorious in doing this. I'll put it, this is end of a cycle and victory. He thinks I'll sell it, I'll put it into money, put the money offshore or whatever. But when he's gone, justice. Time for a shot, guys. Here she is, the Queen of Swords, and finding all his hidden money and hidden properties. A sip doesn't count. You have to do a shot. Yeah, he's partnered with somebody on this money, so he's gonna hide the money from the properties.
The Two of Cups.
So, how will the average family feel after the impeachment hearings on TV?
He got cheers at the Alabama game.
He got cheers, of course.
Yes, Alabama.
I lived in Alabama when Bush ran against Gore, and I had Al Gore signs in my yard, and somebody tore them down every day. And every day, my neighbor, who was for Bush, would come over and hammer it back in the ground for me. He said, I don't like who you're, promoting, but he said, I respect your right to display it in your yard. And he would hammer my sign up every day. That went on for 2 months before the election. Every day he was over there rehammering my sign in the yard. Alabama lost. There's karma for them.
Yes, they said that they have not lost in the past 39 home games, and then Trump comes to
How's the average family going to feel after these testimonies this week and next week and for however long they go on after the impeachment hearings? Wow. I just pulled 3 cards and look at the bottom. They're going to feel secure after this. They're going to feel secure, like we're doing the right thing, impeaching, because this has been going on a long time overseas, and they feel a loss. They feel the pain of it. So, the fact that we're impeaching, they actually feel secure. Yeah, they see the thief and the money.
Temperance. Like, there is some reconciliation that is going to happen. I think some people are going to come over to the other side because of what they hear. This is the 6 of Wands. This is that public spectacle. It is going to change some hearts and minds. As hard as it is for me to believe, because I think a Trump supporter is diehard for their Trump supporter. Like, the thing that I watched about the Alabama game, if you read the comments, this is why I always say we have the best audience here on YouTube, because if you read everybody else's comments, it's just full of nastiness.
Yeah.
And they love them some Trump in them comment sections. And so there's going to be a few that come over to our side.
Okay, while we're on Alabama, Jeff Sessions is going to run for his Senate seat again, try to get it back. Trump doesn't want to endorse him, but the other person who's running for the Republicans is Roy Moore, the racist pedophile. So how's Jeff Sessions going to be running for his seat?
There is apparently a third person, well, the other representative. I did a reading on I think 2 days ago, something like that. The other representative says that he has no comment. Oh, we have 1,000 people in here.
Oh, wow. Thank you, guys.
The senator, not the senator, but the representative said that he won't stand by and let Jeff Sessions destroy this country. So they are not supporting him either, because, he recused himself. He didn't stand by the president.
It's sort of truth on him.
How's he gonna do?
He's got some support.
Yeah.
He does have some support. The White House is watching him. But it's I'm getting it's kind of unknown right now. It's not clear yet. I think anybody in Alabama needs to be down there pushing for a Democrat.
Because if they split the vote, then Doug Jones wins. Now, I did tarot and Lenormand. So tarot says there's something from the past. So this is his support. So he still has people back there.
Yeah, it's Doug Jones, the Democrat's in the seat now because of Roy Moore not getting it, in case somebody's not following.
There is secrets and money. So he's got some donors. There is an investment in him and the new opportunity. So there are people who have an outlook in him being a senator or being in Congress. The Lenormand, this is the tower. The tower is not the tower in the tarot, but it's success, but it's lonely success because you have built the tower on the hill. But there is some backstab and some envy. The clouds tell you about a crisis that's coming. So and the site is avoid unnecessary risk. This is like accidents and things that could happen. Mm-hmm. But again, the clover is about good fortune. There is some opportunity. So he has an opportunity, but it hinders on the support of the rest of the Republicans. Like he's going to get pushed out if they don't green light him.
Okay. Will there be a blue tsunami in 2020? We just had some good signs of it last week. Virginia and Kentucky and forgot where all. Will there be a lot of seats flipping to Democrats? Will there be a blue tsunami? A blue wave? I just heard House yes in the House, another blue tsunami. Maybe a little tighter in the Senate.
So the strategy is there for that to happen with the Seven of Swords. It all hinders, however, on the control of the narrative. This is where the nominee will invigorate the base. And so if that person is someone that is widely accepted by Democrats, not Democrats in Congress, but Democrats in the country, then they will make the investment for the transition. But it really does hinder on who the nominee is. But I think it is coming indeed, because you get 3 of Wands, which is that waiting on the completion. So I think it is coming, probably definitely in the House, but may have 2 or 3 seat majority in the Senate, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's the narrative too here, King of Wands, Sword of Truth, all the truth coming out, people feeling left out in the cold and marginalized, bringing them in. And I've got, contentment, feeling okay, but I'm getting, it will be hard work. And the card is security. So yeah, I think there will be a blue wave. I'm getting victory card with that too.
My problem always is they can get the majority when they get elected. And then 2 years later, they get the minority or they get completely House and Senate flipped. And then you spend 2 years fighting with them trying to get something done. So if you're going to go out and vote for president, go out and vote 2 years later too.
Yeah, so here that leads perfectly to my next question, because all the mess that Trump has stirred up, it's going to take time to fix. They won't be able to put new laws in place or reinforce laws while McConnell's in the Senate and while they have control of the Senate. So strengthening the emoluments clause, saying, yes, a president has to show tax returns, all those kinds of things. Will, after 2020, will the average American family be patient while they're fixing things so that this doesn't happen again? How will the average American family perceive the changes that they make?
Now, I did a reading on, this is the only thing that has gone through the Senate so far, is the House passed that animal cruelty is a felony instead of just a misdemeanor, and the Senate did pass that. And so if you are cruel to animals, then it is a felony and you will go to prison instead of just jail.
Good, because most people that are cruel to animals go on to be cruel to people.
Mm-hmm. Will they be patient? Yes, I think so. I get the King of Swords, so there is control here. I think the person in the helm will sort of calm some people. This is why I keep leaning towards it might be someone like an Elizabeth Warren, because someone like her, someone who has basically laid out their plans to where you can look ahead and say, okay, at least I know what it is they want to do. So whoever it is, it might not be her, but whoever it is can calm people based upon their narrative, because there's the opportunity, there is the patience, the waiting. Again, we have waiting, we have time and investments, and then more patience. So I think they will be patient, at least for 2 years.
Yeah, to your point, coins they're made of metal. They're from the earth, so they're tangible material things of the earth. And I feel like it's slow and steady. The Knight of Pentacles, he's slow and steady. He's not galloping, so it'll be slow, steady changes. And I get the bonding card, like working across the aisle, that people will be content, that people will be happy with what's going on and supporting, and looking forward to the plans that people work on. So, they're just right now they're looking forward to Emperor Trump, bringing an end to his cycle because they're feeling lost. And last question I've got: how will the average family feel when Trump goes? The average American family, or the average American person, for those that are single people, how will the average American household feel?
I'm going to do Tara and Lenormand on that one. I don't know how Lenormand would answer that question because
that'll be fun.
Let's Oh, well, that's good. Okay, so
they're not going to start the Civil War Trump wants. He thinks they're going to start a civil war over him. Sorry, you're not worth that. Hate to break the news to you. Get over it. Move on.
So I have to explain this one. The Five of Swords is a battle, because you have to win at all costs. You see these people in the back have on clothes. This person right here has on armor. So he had an advantage that was not fair. But in particular case, this is kind of what we need, because we're battling. He's outnumbered as well. If you will also notice, there's two of them, one of him. So he came to the fight more than prepared. He didn't bring a knife to the tank fight. So he came prepared.
The tank fight.
And then there is the people in the helm. This is represented by the Nancy Pelosi card. And then this is the desires. This is what we wanted all the time. Now, the Lenormand says this is heart. So this is like friendship and love and, all that niceness. Then there's child. So there is the naivety. This is the innocence. This is trust. And then there's high energy with the sun. This is positivity. So they will feel relieved. They will feel like this was one hell of a war, but we got through it together because we came prepared. This is what we wanted in the beginning. In the beginning was for him to be out. Now he finally is. So I think what we
wanted in the beginning was for him to not be in. Let me just make that clear.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've got on the bottom, I've got new beginnings. Yeah, new beginnings, manifesting, standing in truth and power. We have all the tools to do what we need to do. Yeah, the magician, he's holding a scroll. He's got the cup on the table and the sword on the table and the pinnacle on the table. It's like so he's holding a wand. He's got all the tools. So we have all the tools. There is an embracing again. There is a bonding again. So your neighbors you haven't been talking to for a while, you can start talking to them again. The focus is going to be on money and work, though, because I feel like, when Trump goes, the stock market will probably take a dip. So people are going to be kind of focused on money. But there's big changes and there's a lot of hope. So I think people are going to feel pretty good. One of my favorite readings you did a reading on what's going on in America at the time that Trump goes.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of give us a heads up of what's going on around. Do that with your Lenormand cards.
The signs that he's leaving.
Yeah, the kind of warning signs that we know he's going soon.
Oh, let's see. So there's whips. This is punishments and I was trying to finish the sentence.
Self-flagellation or what? We are just beaten down by what's going on, or is it Barr and his Opus Dei practices? Oh my God. So what does the whips card mean, Johnny? Do tell. Yeah, the other drinking game is if he throws his glasses up, you have to take a shot. Oh my gosh. What's going on in America? We've all taken a beating.
Yes. Oh, mercy. It means punishments. And experience. So if you couple those together, now we're talking court cases.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, more people are going to jail. That parade I was talking about last week, the Thanksgiving Day parade, is now going to be the court parade.
Oh Lord, the child and the son. So this is some high energy and trust. So we're talking maybe the trust in things sort of returning into normal. So I think someone major may go down. And so there's like, oh, the system does work. Or, oh, the Democrats are getting their act together. Because they seem to be the ones who are a little less, who seem to be not powerless, but they have less power than the Republicans, but they use less of their power too. And so they can do so much damage as a little child even could. If you ever seen a woman with hoop earrings and her baby pulled it out of her ear, you know they can do some damage.
Yeah. Yow.
And it centers those four cards centers around secrets. So we're talking court cases, and the Democrats are now moving on in particular person. So this is somebody big, somebody prominent going down at the time. The cross is like a very, very difficult journey. This is going to be a very hard road for you to travel. The scythe is about to avoid risk, because there's something horrible about to happen if you do. And as we know, this is not the administration that avoids risk. And if they did, they wouldn't have made that Ukraine call. So now I think we're getting close then, because we're on this very, very difficult journey because of an avoidable risk, because of something that they could have gotten away with and gotten away from, which is that secrets and that knowledge. And we have the bear. Now, the bear is security. The bear is protection. This is a person who can protect. This is a person who can go forth and sort of fight your battles for you. But they are also a person who can do you harm just simply because they don't like you. And so after that is mountain. So he has someone has a very, I won't assume, someone has a very dangerous opponent.
Yeah. When you flashed the bear card, I thought of Barr.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just flashed on Barr, like he's becomes dangerous for Trump.
And that could be somebody, because this is a person who also knows how to get things. This is a person who knows how to get material things for you. So they can hoard, for the winter. They can gather everything that is that they need to gather. But they are in a position to where he can't move them, or whoever it is this person is cannot be moved. They're a delay in plans. They are an obstacle that is extremely hard to remove. And this could even be for the Democrats, but there's someone that whoever it is that they're trying to take down is hard to do so. And this just could be Trump. Because all those other things could have sort of come to pass already. Only thing I'm looking for from that old reading is who is the new leader of the Democrats or of the Republicans, because it said that they would have a new leader going forward.
Mm-hmm.
I never could pinpoint who that was, but this will all be in the public. So this is not something we even really need to do some deep dive into. It will come out and show you. But there is some punishments for experience, so this is probably court cases. And again, there is some high energy of those who have less power, difficult journey because of unavoidable risk. There is an opponent that's very hard to take down, but the secrets will come out in the public, and this is how it all happens. So this sounds like Donald Trump, if you ask me.
Yeah. I just pulled pairs of cards. On the bottom, I've got the messenger. So again, I think more leakers. We're going to hear about more leakers. What I'm getting at the time Trump goes, it'll be an end to the gaslighting. And it, like, we suddenly don't see him gaslighting so much. You don't hear the Republicans gaslighting. You don't hear Trump gaslighting. I'm getting that the government will make an offer to somebody that doesn't want it. So that, Trump go kind of thing. It'll be a tower moment for America. It'll shake things up. And Nancy Pelosi moving forward. So, yeah, I've always said Pence will go about the same time as Trump because he's caught up in all the same things. Nancy Pelosi moving forward, there's your next president.
I had
and good news with that.
Yes. When I was shuffling, I put it back in instead of using it, and then it's right here on the top. Now, this is why I really think this, all the shoe to drop right now is probably just Trump, because that's the next step. It's like everything else is sort of falling into place. I think it's him, because the Tower card in the Lenormand is about you building and building and building your wealth and success, and you now have this glorious tower, and it's just wonderful. It's not a bad thing, but success at that level can be lonely because there's nobody else up there with you. And I was looking at
it could be building and building the case also, right? Building the case in impeachment.
But I was looking at that card and looking at the Tower card here, and the images, not the meaning, but the images say the same thing. These people are out of reach of the regular populace. This kind of reminds me of the Fortress of Solitude or something. Mm-hmm. They're way up high on this tower. The only thing that can touch them are the heavens. The people can't get to them. They're impervious to crime and disease and all this other kind of stuff because they have their ivory tower on the hill. Like, they have all the success. They have built their tower. Nobody can touch them, but it's only at the top. But these are the people who sort of laugh in the face of the gods, and then the gods strike their tower down. This is the only thing, divine intervention is the only thing that sort of removes them from their power.
So I was just shuffling while you were going through that. Look what fell out: gifts of money, illumination, and justice. They're going to shine a light on the money. And the money that they withheld from the Ukraine and all that. It's all coming down to money. Money.
Always.
Yeah, even when I do personal readings for people, it's amazing how everything always comes, with work, everything always comes down to money. It's always.
It can't buy happiness, but it can buy happier.
Yeah. So thank you guys all for watching. It was great to be with you on a Sunday night.
It just says 1,000, but I'm sure there's more than that. It's 1,000 people came out.
Wow. I had, last time I looked, 1,700 and watched my notification video I did. Next week we'll be on Tara's Apprentice channel. Same bat station, same bat time. Well, not the same bat station. We'll be on Johnny's channel at Tara's Apprentice.
Well, we done one on mine. We done one on yours. We should try to bring in a third person and see how this works.
Yeah,
So.
I think what Gangatero was the next one we were going to try to bring in, and then Lena Rodriguez wanted to do a video with us, so we'll try to get Lena in here. Lena was on her way back home after being gone for 7 months traveling, so I figured I'd give her a couple of weeks to settle back home. We try to figure out our time difference with Australia. Normally we'll try to do the same time, but if we're doing some guest readers with us that are overseas, we may have to play with the times a little.
Connie says the House of Lenormand went 4.3 hours last night and then went to bed at 4 a.m. She wants you to keep going. Those who have to watch this back might disagree. So
yeah, what's hard is when you do StreamYard, you can only show it on one channel. You can't feed it through to both channels because one of us is here as a guest. Mm-hmm. So last week we had it on Johnny's channel, this week on mine. We just decided, we'll keep alternating to do longer videos live, to do over an hour. We may have to start doing like 30 minutes and then logging off and setting up a new live stream and do 30 minutes on somebody else's channel to give our guests a video to post on their channel.
We can leave it like this.
Yeah.
I think it works.
Or we'll teach them how it works, and we'll be a guest on their channel sometime when they want to do one, so we can.
But I love the fact that we can do this. Period.
Yeah, it's awesome to be able to do live together. We've been wanting to do this for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody have a wonderful week. We have a new moon on Tuesday, I think. Crazy energy going on.
Flash your tree.
Yeah, there's the tree. Lucy gave up on me. She went to bed. Shelly's over here sacked out, completely zonked out. The rest of them are upstairs. I have 5 now, in case anybody's wondering. Mia's kind of winding down. She's got kidney failure. She's not doing too good, but she's 17. So thank you guys. I'm going to hit end broadcast. Hopefully it ends it on YouTube too. We'll see you next week. Bye.